Hello, my name's Marlies Boyd, and I taught in the agriculture department in animal science, ag business, ag leadership, lots of different areas. And I began my teaching job at MJC in 1992. I was the first full-time woman faculty member in the MJC Ag Department, and to me it seems like modern times. I mean, the 90s is still kind of relevant, but there weren't very many women ag teachers at the community college level. But I will say, I never felt like I was less of a teacher than any other men that I worked with. I was always treated just like everyone else, and we even went on our staff retreats, and I was the only woman and would go up to Cherry Lake and stay in the Forest Service cabin. I got my own room. That was a good thing, but it was just a very awesome experience, and the men that I worked with were great role models. There are lots of memories that I have as great memories during my teaching tenure at Modesto Junior College. I think a kind of a general category that I always loved was MJC Ag Open House. And we would have the kids set up displays, and my poultry kids would always do displays, and it was a requirement in the class. I had to set up a display of some educational nature about chickens or whatever type of poultry they were interested in, and they had to have something hands-on there. So we would have baby chicks, we'd have live chickens, we would have egg candling displays, and we would always have, a lot of hands-on activities. And I have very fond memories of doing the MJC Ag Open House because it was open to the community, and parents would attend, high school kids would attend, and it was a really enjoyable experience. The most challenging thing I probably did while I was at MJC is about 15 years before I retired, I took on managing the sheep unit as well as the poultry unit. And managing 2 animal units and teaching a full load of classes, which usually entailed 4 to 5 different preps, was very, very challenging. I had the great opportunity to rely on my student interns that work for me at the West Campus, so that was huge, but I really, really had to depend on students. And a lot of times you don't realize how capable your students are until you really realize that you have to rely on them, because you can't be 2 places in one time. You can't be everywhere all the time. So that was probably the biggest challenge. Probably some of the most fun activities had to be my time as Young Farmer Advisor. And my coworker, Steve Amador, and I were Young Farmer Advisors for many years together. And we took kids on a lot of crazy trips. Oh my goodness. We went night kayaking in Tamales Bay. I highly recommend it. It's amazing. We whitewater rafted down the American River, which was very exciting. So many other activities. We took kids to the Ag Ambassadors Conference in Arizona, at University of Arizona, and we went through the Grand Canyon in the middle of winter when it was snowing. And anyway, that was probably one of the most fun activities. Oh my gosh, we had a lot of good trips, that is for sure.
All right.
I have so many stories about students. I could talk all day. Just one student in particular, her name was Amy, I'll leave it at that. And she came from Calaveras County, which, is a county that's contingent to Stanislaus, or actually San Joaquin County. And so she came quite a ways from home. I have lots of students because we have the West Campus housing facility. She was able to live on the West Campus, and when she came to Modesto Junior College, she's very bright, very good student, but very naive. Just having lived in Calaveras County and been very active and involved in FFA, and she was also won the state poultry judging competition. So she was going to prepare the year she was at MJC to go to nationals and compete at the national level. Anyway, she did that, and the team came and practiced numerous times. Her other fellow students, and they ended up going to the National FFA Convention and winning first place at the national level in poultry judging. And that team was from Calaveras County. And I can tell you right now, there's not a whole lot of chickens in Calaveras County compared to Arkansas and Texas and a lot of other, areas where poultry judging teams come from. So that was a highlight. And the other thing about her is she came to MJC, even though she could have easily gone to, because of her grades, she could have gone easily to any other university, but she chose to come to Modesto Junior College rather than going straight to a four-year. And after she did finish at MJC, she went to CSU Chico and successfully completed a degree in ag business. And then she went, right after that, she went to Purdue University and got her master's degree in agribusiness. And she currently works in the agribusiness field in Indiana. She never came home to California, but she does stay in touch with me, and like so many of my students, I am looking forward to that, and I enjoy every minute of hearing about how their lives have, how they've unfolded after they've left Modesto Junior College. It's great. It is a great thing. One of the things that I feel is a little bit, it's a little bit unknown, is the area that I taught, in addition to agribusiness and the generic area of animal science. Most of the faculty who've been at MJC for a long time know me as the chicken lady, because we would always sell eggs here at MJC. And I just think that it's important for you to know that Modesto Junior College has a poultry facility. Currently, the new instructor there is raising a flock of laying hens, and they'll begin egg production about in January. And Modesto Junior College is the only community college in the western United States to have a poultry program. So that is kind of a unique thing that very few people know about Modesto Junior College. Well, I hope that I have always managed to be a positive role model. I try to always look at the bright side of every situation. And for my students, being a teacher is more than just, handing out knowledge. It really is. A lot of students that come to community college, they're looking for something. And sometimes you can help them in their life. You can point them in the right direction. You can give them important career options, because you, as an instructor, you have a lot of history, and you know what other students have done, and you have your own personal life that you as a teacher, you are a successful professional person. And what I have seen change is when I first began here, I would say there were a lot of students that came with a lot of agriculture background. In other words, they came from farming families, or their grandpa was a farmer, and so they were very close to the agriculture industry. And so they came with knowledge in hand. The students that attend Modesto Junior College today in the agriculture department, a lot of them don't have that tangible, hands-on, skill-based knowledge, but those students are still great. They still have the great desire to learn, and they are proponents for agriculture and the future of agriculture, but they just lack the hands-on skills. That is the primary difference between students of today and students when I began. And the other thing is, we have grown our department and changed with the times. The Vet Tech program was started quite a few years ago. I want to say about 17 years ago. And that program has been extremely successful and has helped many students who had no career goals, no desire to go to college, come to Modesto Junior College. And we've had students go through that vet tech program and get accepted to vet school, or go successfully work for local veterinarians. And some of them go on and get a bachelor's degree, where they just started out, thinking, I want to work with a veterinarian. So that program is definitely one of our high enrollment, kind of a newer program. New, 17 years. I don't know how new that is, but that's it. Our MJC Agriculture Department attracts students from everywhere. We have students that come from out of state to attend our ag classes and be a part of our agriculture department. They come from other states. At one time, we had an exchange student program where they were coming from Central America and Mexico. but the students that come today have a desire to learn about agriculture, and many of them come with a strong high school leadership background rather than the traditional hands-on, hands in the dirt or on the animals background that former students came from. But honestly, attitude is everything. And if you have a desire to learn, you can do it. In conclusion, after 28 years of teaching in the MJC Ag department went by like a blink of an eye. Looking back, when I got ready to retire, I had to think about how fast that 28 years went by. And the weird thing is, I'm still enthusiastic. I still love Modesto Junior College, but now I get time for myself. So that is what I am enjoying about retirement.
Nation.